Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Normandie series of Crusader Cakes 3 here on the Lord Master channel. It should be noted that on this date of recording, I recorded this particular video on May 28th. I took a couple of days absence because of, well, I think it would be safe to say that at this point of this video serves me as you can see the date of the playthrough. 1177 AD, excuse me. 310 years since the game start, and I will admit that I'm starting to show signs of burning out for me for doing this prolonged series where I've done all the major goals that I wanted to do, but there's one little thing left that I want to get to, and that's to establish a permanent colony in Vinland. If I do that, gain a settlement of Vinland Legend Seed, which I would like to write that. And the only way to do so is to get the viability up to 80. But right now we can support Vinland, which currently the viability is 54. Hold it. Prestige is what's needed here. So. Construct base camps. Our frontier settlements in fabled Vinland are even more remote, even smaller than those of Greenland, and as such need a lot of support. It's ironic that despite Vinland's bounty, our settlers need to rely heavily on shipments and people from Greenland to survive. I've thus sent a ship with supplies and workers for the purpose of constructing some base camps in Vinland. Due to its great distance, Vinland is little explored. If we are to establish ourselves in that land, we should build little stations along the coastlines to provide explorers a place to repair their ships and tools, rest from traveling, and so on. While our presence in Vinland admittedly puts a heavy burden on our existing Greenland colony, hope it'll be worth it in the long run. May our ships arrive there safely and swiftly. And you might as well send support to Greenland as well, because Lord knows they need that. So over there as well. And in the meantime, as much as I would like to go, may not arrive in a tournament in time, and there's a good reason for that. No matter which option you could pick, ain't no way you're gonna make it all the way over there. Because I would like to do a tournament for myself, as I'm barely getting this up. I'd like to improve my bow and everything else. But my priority is advanced education. Oxford or Cambridge? Now look, as an American myself, I don't know about the differences between Oxford and Cambridge as, renowned places of learning in England and the UK in general. That maybe perhaps, alright, I don't know if any of you British viewers, if you could raise your hand, says, hey, I was graduated or educated in Oxford, and the others will say Cambridge, or even some other place for whatever reason, but I think simply out of what's more recent, Cambridge will be the one, as Oxford's a little older than Cambridge, so I'll take the younger option, as far as when this was built and all that. Low chance of danger, doing 60 gold, go for it. And then after Oxford, Cambridge, after Cambridge, then based on the amount of money that will burn, Go for the tournament. Archery contest goes first, obviously. Or perhaps be the only contest if I wanted to get a real good big prize out there, but speak now, go later. Alright, time to get started. There's 2 teachers named Waller. Ada ride. Goody. Cambridge is often known for debates among teachers and students alike. After a particularly lightning lecture from my teacher while I run, I find myself dragged into one such debate with another student, Godfrey. No, you're making no sense. You're a complete mistress of Master's point, he screamed. You are a complete delusional, he fires back. Out of the corner of my eyes, I see Wallerman stare at us with a pensive look on his face. But as the master said, I convinced him. Oh crap. These resources we spent on them have all been wasted. I know there are some who disapprove of my decision to invest in Vinland, believing that Greenland would have been a safer, more logical, and more profitable option. Undoubtedly, many of these naysayers probably feel vindicated by now, especially we are admittedly straining our Greenland settlements by attempting to establish a presence in it. Maybe I should have sent her to Greenland instead. It doesn't decrease the viability as much as we just lose a bit of resilience and networks for that. Hey, does anybody want to go to be sent to Vinland? Anybody bold and ambitious? How about you? You want to go? 100%. I don't much care for your inspiration that you want to forge a mace, and so we're sending you over there. Increased by 1. 1's better than none. And new prisoners. Anybody want to go? To be sent to exile? Well, I know the opinion. What is it? Remember, it's ambitious and brave are ones to look for. Ah. You're more than likely. Hold on, let me give you a useless artifact. Huh. If only you had a max opinion if you give away such an artifact. Don't we already have something like that? It'll make him guarantee to go over there. Anything else? Magnificent books about books. Oh damn, okay, keep that. Book at English Chivalry. Also made by Shlomo. That was rich. Okay, you know what, give him this. That was from the coordination ceremony of mine. There you go. He might accept. Send. Ah, damn it. Okay, so when do I get to do that again? Ask again in 5 years. We'll get back to you. Want to be exiled to the west? Maybe you'll soon know. Remember his name, okay? Let's continue with the studies. The whole University of Cambridge often echoes debates of students and teachers, some are discussed in notorious rivalries, like between Wallerun and Wallerun. Wallerun 59 and the other Wallerun 67. The younger and the older. When I found out today, they were as usual screaming at each other, trying to prove whose field of study is better equipped to discuss opposing computer diagrams. Something less than usual. There was a decided notice approaching and asked me to take a position. I'll just say Wallerun is right, and then you say, huh? Who's right? That would be Wallerun the younger, rather than the elder. He's correct. Still 55 on the viability. I was suddenly distracted from a midnight size by a loud crash, near deafening slam, and expensive shouting shatter. What in the world is going on? The source of this disturbance appears to be two peasants. God knows how they got in here. Rather they gulp it down a barrel of the universities. Creighton Muscat. This, teacher, whatever it was. Yeah, the eggs are very nice, got some cake, could read. Overhauls. These poor unfortunate souls. I'll see to that you learn how to read. Leaving class after a deep thought-inducing class by Wallerun, the elder. My attention is drawn by the chaotic laughter and scream from the others from the outside. O fortuna vobut nona statu variabilis center crisis the graces, sings William. Surrounded by a cheering crowd of nervous me join us. The frown on Wallerun's face speaks and his thoughts about the whole matter. This is outrageous. Conduct yourselves. Students, we're the same speaker joined yesterday, the teacher of Wallerun. Let us welcome Bishop of East Anglia, the oldest authority of Catholic doctrine in Cambridgeshire. Greetings, Dr. Sonley. Today we'll be exploring collecting rare manuscripts and how it connects to the nature of God. The other students here in the back because this is going to take a while. Fiercely scribbled notes. I was shocked when I caught my word of it. Trying to steal it on the trial chest of the visiting Mayor John. He confessed he thought he could get away with it. Now he knows it was wrong. Honestly, it will serve you best in the long run, kid. Today, our teacher Mark begins. Rodriguez Amity and Amity of the Falcon. The excited murmur spread across the lecture hall. We all appreciate the hooded bird standing proudly on my teacher's gloved arm. Much can be learned by the studying body of animals, as the ancients taught us. Does anyone want to help me with the dissection demonstration? I volunteer to help. Whew. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I could even imagine a number of wise men I'd study at Cambridgeshire. Debutantes, thinking the breadth of research. Just being part of their same environment made me a much better person when new gained knowledge. I can make my way home very satisfied. On the other hand, my teacher, Wallerun, the elder, made a great impression on me. I'd like to spend more time together. Need you to teach me more. Now I'm a renowned administrator. Richard can take a failing enterprise to prosperity with a mere shred of attention. Richard springing for where once there was insolvency. So now plus 10 stewardship, plus 3 learning, influence up if you're administrative. Vassal taxes plus 25%. Legitimacy goes up as well. Plus 50% monthly stewardship lifestyle experience and plus 25 monthly lifestyle experience. Broker vassal opinion plus 25. English making gold. An opulent tome that shows an excellent understanding of stewardship as it touches upon subjects such as tax collection. The cover is gold, displaying a repeating image of mythological beasts enunciated by the placement of ruby incense. Organize muster rolls, popular figurehead, and in many months' time, we'll get this, and then I'll be an architect and start wandering around some more, and I'll be inspector as well. Like, maybe I should keep the wandering lifestyle when that time comes, because maybe I'd like to be Voyager. You know, go for monument expeditions. There's no other tapestry like it. These I'm not too concerned about, because you can always hunt for another. Speaking of hunting though, when is it available? In 4 years' time. It is a disgrace to see our Rome's bureaucrats infested with sycophants and fools. These positions meant for those with skill or wisdom are handed out like trinkets to the young and the incompetent. Nepotism is strangling us, and the realm suffers for it. How can we hope to govern justly when those entrusted with the task are utterly unfit? The corruption is clear, and it must be rooted out. We need leaders of merit, not flatterers who owe their posts to the whims of the powerful. This must change if justice is to thrive. That's because hereditary positions are ridiculous. Something that my predecessors tolerate. I cannot, because I am just. And if I want it all back, well, you got to get prestige for it then. Let's go on board's task. After I just released it. Just saw it. Well, let me see. County development, regimental grounds. It's +3. So there's +2, 3, 4, 5. Church is the place to be. There's no other place like it. You see the pluses? There's 3 for county development, 1 for regimental grounds, but over there in Surrey, it's +2 development, 3, 4, 5. 5. So, like, what if it's just archery and get all this? Yeah, we can only handle one contest. It'll be the ultimate archery contest with the biggest damned rewards in the land. I don't need no champion. I want to be the man to win that contest. Yeah. Burning all that money for this. I have arrived. Was slain in the duel, that's what happened. Tonight I find myself unable to sleep for one reason or another. With a sigh, I step out of my chambers. My guards looked alarmed, worrying that something is going on, but I raise a hand to reassure that everything is alright. They leave me in peace. I pace back and forth on the ground outside. It is then I look to the night sky. I remember that the evening not so long ago when I and Christopher spent some time staring at the stars and studying the constellations. I was chuckling to myself as I raised the finger as I try to point out some of the constellations we talked about. There's the constellation of the Green Otter. The tournament is at hand at last. Many have flocked to my grounds in Surrey, eager to prove their worth or simply enjoy the spectacle. The sun rises higher in the sky, and the shadows shorten. If I'm to compete in the archery contest, once the show will qualify, and it will soon begin. No time to lose. Upper of my head. Although perhaps he'll break my heart yet, but for this man, I'll take that bet. Go, Faded, go faster! The man's voice echoed across the grounds, like a small thing, hurrying through the sky like a little black bolt of lightning. Soon enough, it swoops down towards the finish line. Ah, you must have cheated. Your bird cannot fly that fast. Just look at her, shaped like a brick. Angry loses shouts of winner looking smug. Let's take a lot of preparation to do this. Rifling through the sheaves of arrows and piled bowstrings, came upon a neat stack of particularly fine leather van braces. Sliding onto my form, the stiff-eyed protects the inside of my arm. They are finest braces, Your Majesty. 10,000 lashes of the bowstring won't wear through these. John sends a potential sale. Slides over to my side. I test them inquisitively, weighing in my hand. Perhaps I could strike a deal. 99% chance I successfully haggle. And I gain myself a fine bracelet. This guy to purchase an archer's bracelet determined to help their skills. No, not quite. Move your foot back a bit and balance and swing to a target and... Yes, perfect. Well done, lad. In front of me, a grizzled old veteran. Peter is training a Pirkoi. What? Pirkoi the second. Probably passing on the knowledge gained from one night to another. Peter spots me as I approach. Good morning, my emperor. I'm here at Pirkoi to perfect the stanzas. You have a young talented war on your hands already. Pirkoi tries to hide and bears. But please grin for praise his mentor. Would you mind teaching me too? What did I increase exactly? Bow and horse. Wanted to get it up further. We can go for one more. My nightstand is assembled for the day's training. My tent advocate, Zara and myself stand for knights. What you do not know, ask humbly to be taught. Urges Zara. Together we represent the Emperor. Let us together prepare for our glories. Turns to me clean. Command us. Knights, prove your keenness of both eye and mind. Strain of his faculties is worth your sweating the day away. Increase a bit of that bow experience. The varied crowd of cadets mill about the butts, preparing bows that trade details of their finest shots. The creaks of bows that twang strikes carry far, punctuating the hubbub. The smell of raisin waved through the still air. It seems an unknown commoner called Franz has been the talk of the Courtiers since practicing at the butts. My ears prick up as my name is uttered. My name is mentioned, drifting across the gentle breeze. There could be a good sign or a bad one. I'll place a bet. No sabotaging. Although, Alfred is close to me in skill. But I'll bet on myself. The arrow coming from the Confederate looses with the bow and dunks into the target. A light smattering of applause falls. I lean on my bow, bored, awaiting my turn. Twang. Another arrow strikes home. Egmont wanders off to pick up his bow. Need to find synergies that way, else I lose my mind. I don't do that. I'll have to wander off to chat to the crowd. Who knows what gossip could be heard? Any secret? Oh, he got a lover. I'll see how useful that is. Dust begins to draw in slowly but steadily as the competition continues. The snapping of strings of staccato rhythm. I lean on my bow concerning the path of this contest taken so far, such as when I got bored mid-contest and wavered in my desire to cause some mischief. The competition begins to draw to a close as arrows continue to fly into and past the bit. I want to make any impact on the proceeds here. I must act now. With this win, the trajectory should suffice. 70% chance increase, score moderate. 11 nothing, 17 decrease. I step forward, knock, aim, drawn, loose. Arrow whistles through the air, thudding deep in the target. The crowd erupts. That could be no argument. It's a huge point in my favor. I'm winning. Victory is so close, only a few more arrows will maybe reach competitor. The end is at hand. One last knock. I got it. The crowd, the trumpets sound, the crowd clamors, the competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over. Someone's moment of sunshine ready. The herald steps over, voice round across the scene. After many trials, tribulations, above all else, subdued spirit competition, we have our final three. In the third place, a gutsy Etienne. The competitor called the second, Earl Epcot. Oh, Elchan, no, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. That, of course, is our victor, Emperor Richard. I knew I could win. I've proven my worthiness beyond doubt. I won. I actually won. You son of a bitch, you won. Now you're going to win the big prize. To the village. As I take in the air on my horse, admiring the bustle of Surrey, I spot that vaunted fighter, Etienne de Luxembourg. The very pleased knight passes me by as expects as Etienne watches on from his seat, clearly aching from a defeat. He jumps over the spots, eager for another fight. But quickly realized who I am, scripted with a meaningless smile. Well met, Your Majesty of Britannia. Good God. Well, you're a mighty warrior. I could use you. Come on in. The sun comes out final day determined, and the masquerades begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. I had the finest thing of any in the archery. I feel my goal of winning the contest. I look forward to the next one. I got me a prize longbow. Oh yeah. A masterful self-longbow, carved in you from its springy sapwood and a rigid heartwood, strung with animal sinew, standing taller than a man. A few bows can match its draw weight, offered and claimed by Emperor Richard at his prize in his archery contest. Perhaps 2 words given on the host. Words bring me some acclaim. Alright. Compare, contrast. More percentage trade experience gain when hunting. Put this on. So now we got a bit more of a purpose-built bow. Yeah, just to give me an excuse to go someplace. Like, let me just do my job, inspecting. And after when I get done inspecting, let's go visit a few places. The Anointed Kingdom of Frisia? What kind of title is that? King Bishop. Oh. The King Bishop. Like the Pope. Deviation. Okay, then by the time we get to Hofkasma, I want to visit there. Want to be in these places. But wouldn't that be for what the thing is? Like monument examinations. Oh, you haven't even gone up these places yet. Or even that. Do it. I just don't like to stand idle. You're still a prisoner, right? Yeah. Stick around. Not here to expand my borders this time. Want to improve the bureaucracy because what have you done to this land? As I travel through the streets of West Freeman, I suddenly find myself facing one being threatened by some sort of ruffian in the middle of the day. She screams for help as she looks at me and my guards. Some mercenaries have been turning to banditry and crime to sustain themselves as of late. I have no idea what's gotten this bad. Don't want to step in and help this poor woman. Perhaps they're open for a job offer. See if we go to handling the locals after all. Excuse me. After I scrutinizing all the documents I could find, I managed to thrust out some of the extra budget that could be allocated to alleviate some of the local infrastructures troubling the county. I need to figure out which section of bureaucracy is most in need of some extra aid. Since I'm all about control these days, the local garrison's been struggling as of late. Oh, big jump. Successful reallocation. Oh yeah, that'll help them out. While traveling through the streets in West Finland, my entourage and I suddenly come across a fire tearing through one of the city's oldest districts. Many are standing around wide-eyed in shock, or crying quietly by another strewn across the pavement. Dozens of soldiers are desperately trying to end the fire before it could blaze through the rest of the city and leave nothing but ashes in its wake. These people need to be saved. 0% chance I'll die. 94% success, 5% wound. Help put down the fire. It's about as good as it can get. Got it. Now we travel. The Anointed Kingdom. A theocratic kingdom. How on earth did that happen? Let's have a look. Conquered by claimant. This is a theocratic succession. Huh. Amazing. Decorative gardening. That's what a cynical man would say. Deep in our dense forest, smoke rises from the conical mountains of earth-covered wood. Charcoal burners goods. The suit-packed men live apart society for months at a time. Then there's slow fires emerging only to sell their wares to the smithies that hunger for fuel. Yes, the eldest of the burners helps. He was seated by his fire as night falls over the forest. His face so blackened that the suit of his eyes shine unnaturally bright in the firelight. You've braved the Charlie's woods after dark, he says quietly. The wild hunt rides through here. I heard the hordes myself, Wotan's hunt, chasing the souls of the dead across the sky. He glances at the darkness beyond the fire. They say if you see them, you must throw yourself face down and pray that they pass you by. I've hunted the forest across Christendom. No fears for me. I read the forest like a book. The sounds are owls, the lights are marsh gas, hoofbeats are deer. Everything has a natural expression. If you know where to look, the burner watches or something can be. us confidence. Yes. You eat it. Change route. Okay, we'll reach Immersion. We're gonna keep going all the way up until we reach Poland. And then we go up to Pomerania and just walk around the coast before we return to England. That's my intent. Some Central European travels. Terrible, man. Just a little bit of stewardship up would be good. Yeah, that sense of silly superstition. Fire attention. There you go, +1 domain limit. And then once I get another one through this, then I can get rid of that regency. Or just take advantage of it and just have this uncharacteristic reign where the king had a forever regency up until the next one dies. We're gonna need some leftover prestige after this. Keep going on your travels. Prahi. To Prague. Person. The silver fever of Kutnahora. The smell hits Richard before the town comes into view. The sulphurous tang of smelting furnaces mixed with the earthy dampness of a freshly dug ore of Kutnahora sprawls across the Bohemian hills like a wound in the earth. Its streets teeming with miners, merchants, and fortune seekers from every corner of Christendom. The Royal Mint dominates the town center, its hammers rigging day and night as Bohemian sellers transform the Prague Russian. Coins that flow in the veins of European trade. Nearby, a procession of ox carts hauls ores on the mines while armed guards eye the precious cargo with nervous vigilance. A prosperous-looking merchant named Zastita Czech approaches with the claim of opportunity in his eyes. He gestures toward a cluster of miners emerging from the savages, their faces blackened with dust with their spirits high. They struck a new vein. The merchant whispers of shares to be bought, fortunes to be made, and the semi-slits court's insatiable hunger for more silver. Invest in the shares of the new silver reign. 100% of a glittering investment. The size of a probable venture proves keen. The new vein yields abundantly. Within weeks, messengers arrive bearing a handsome return on investment. The merchant sends his compliments and a gift of freshly minted coins. Kutnahora celebration. Now to Brno. Keep going. Turn. I was about to say, are we reaching to our limits? No, we're there. To Brno, capital of Great Moravia. Keep going. Capital of Hungary. Shit. Olamots. I guess we've gone too far now. Damn, there's that mine that we won't get there. It does have its limitations unless you've been invited to another travel. But until then, well, we can go up there at the least. Just visit that little battle site up there. Trade from Wales. And after Salisfeld, 9 days. That may be doable. 8 days. 3 days. Stargrad. Missionaries of Bamberg. A group of wary figures emerged from the forest ahead. Their brown robes, dusty and travel-worn, each carries a heavy wooden crossbow on their back, and their sandaled feet are cracked and bleeding. These are missionaries from Bamberg. They've come to bring the light of Christ to the stubborn Slavs of Pomerania. Their leader, a gaunt man with burning eyes, raises a hand, agreeing, "Fellow Christians," he calls out in his German accent. God smiles upon this meeting. We've walked for weeks through these godless lands. The pagans are resistant. Ottone eyes the missionaries with a mixture of pity and wariness. He looked half-starved. More than one bears the mark of violence. Black-eyed, bandaged hand, their zeal, it seems, not always been met with welcome. As of Justice Senegal said, these zealots are causing trouble. I should warn the local lords. I nod politely at the missionaries of Radon, directly to the nearest Pomeranian noble. German priests are smashing shrines and stirring up the peasants. Lord thanks you for the warning and dispatches and went to escort the missionaries back to the border. You may have doomed their mission, but I preserved the peace. Stop, goddammit. I mean, at least visit there. I mean, it's the capital. Britannia. There we go. Household guard. Even more knights to your service. We can visit Gdansk. Just in the mood to explore a bit, you know? Yes. The Zambia. I doubt we can make it all the way over to the Kingdom of Estonia. Dead horse trail. God, what are we doing out here? How far is it? 56 days deviation. Now I believe we've gone too far now. The sacred oak of Romove. Deep in the Prussian forest, our party stumbles upon a clearing dominated by an ancient oak of staggering proportions. Its gnarled branches stretch towards the heavens like the arms of a titan, and its trunk is wide enough that the 10 men cannot encircle it. This, and your guide whispers of reverence, is the Romova, a holy sanctuary of the old Prussians, said to be the very center of the world. A white-robed figure emerges from beyond the tree. Clucus, a Crowe, the high priest of the old gods, regards your party with ancient knowing eyes. Offerings of grain, mead, and carved amber the figures lie at the oak's roots. The air itself seems thick with something beyond the natural, or perhaps it is merely incense burning in the bronze bowls. The Crowe, I speak slowly. Each word carrying the weight of centuries. Strangers rarely find this place by accident. Our gods have brought you here. Will you show them respect, or prove yourself an enemy of the old ways? I've heard of the Normandie, actually. Truly, this is grander than the tales. My knowledge of sanctuary's fame delights the Crowe. Few outsiders know our holy place by name, says one. You are welcome here, traveler. May your roads always lead you home. Guess your small amber pennant. 2 of them, in fact. Interesting. A well-traveled guest. Like to get to Estonia, please, if you can. Just want to increase my wandering lifestyle experience. That's my purpose. Too large. Nope, this is it. So okay, fair enough then. See if you can head to Arcona. Oh no, that requires traveling through. Oh, take the sea route. They say no to that either. Until we get there. Well, travel by sea will be a little less dangerous. Would like to pass through Denmark. Yeah, not right so really. Right, the land here. Okay. Tell you what. There you go, that's what I wanted. Let's get the capital. There'll be no more adjustments on the travel. That's all I wanted to do. I've started from a relaxing trip across the Great Blue Sea by a sudden shriek. I sprinted to the stores below, and I'm horrified to find a Tarek beside the shredded remains of our supplies. Its feathers stretched thin against its well-blown belly. In my rage, I could have killed that repugnant winged menace right there, but I'm stopped by an grenade. Hark! Stay at your hand, you! Don't know that's bad luck to kill a bird at sea. Nothing will stop me from killing that blasted bird. Superstitious bad omen. St. Nicholas clearly does not favor voyages. The waves and size of castles come crashing down upon our humble vessel. Ship is rocked back and forth, and men and women alike cling to whatever they can for keep from turning overboard as the ship grows closer and closer to capsizing. Of course, stashed away by the other nobles in the safest part of the ship, but as the sky burns with thunder and the sea crashes down on us of all its strength, I fear I shall not live to see another day if I try to survive on faith alone. I trust our captain. Thomas Beckett! Oh, no! Oh, no, actually it was my sister that drowned. Lord Robert and his little friend Sarah take it a copy of the scriptures when Stanley has brought it to the playroom. And completely ruined it. Torn pages, footprints on the cover, no respect whatsoever. Seems that little Rob doesn't care for the word of the divine. It's just a load of tripe anyway. Take care. Beat him up. I'm getting tired of his sass. What? Burn the magnificent statue that's made of stone or wood. Read about a treatment about that once, I think. Oh, no, he stays. Because I have plans for him. Got these poor wretches. You're not, we have more sails. Almost home, hang on. There's a court event there, but I'm about to be there. Alright. Here I am. My impeccable high monarch, Thomas. Handles his responsibilities with great care, and Britannic charity gains a wider repute. I am somewhat surprised, therefore, when asked me a bag of coin jingling in his palm. My time is split between the genuine needy and the pious lords and ladies of London. Need your guidance, Your Majesty. The Keeper of Swans, Court Jester and High Monarch, Thomas Beckett. I'm sure these arms end up in the right places. Why on earth would I need a dagger? We'll be there another time. Unless you want to go on a pilgrimage. As I said, would like to be an active traveler. Pick up architect and then you get what you need. Something to have a think about. I mean, the obvious option would be to Jerusalem. Oh, actually not. What's that? Shaitan's pestilence. Major. Been around for a year. Actually, it can wait. Unless you want to go to Rome instead. Because there's plenty of places you've not been to. That would be good for your stewardship. Yeah, I think that will do. That'll be a much better option, actually. Forget Jerusalem. Rome it is. Rome it is. Okay, we are back. So, those inventory artifacts. The Ember Pendants. The Ember Pendant guard with protective runes, blessed at the sacred oak of Remove by the equivalent priest, said to ensure safe travels for pilgrims. So, there's these two things. One gives a small boost and the other disease resistance. So that's why they brought you in pairs. It gives you luck. And there's the Cotton Horse of Aggression. Although at this point, whenever I become the architect, I'm kind of not that terribly worried, so I'd rather go for well, knowing that I'm going to be prestige intensive, because I'm about to go into absolute crown authority again. And look at all that. Now we get to make some changes. And there's some changes to be made. Like, hereditary positions is not good for me as a just ruler. So we have to roll that back. And soon we'll roll it this way, towards meritocratic appointments. And once I'm done with that, given that I'm a cynic these days, we got to have crown subservience. No, that's for zealous. You idiot. You have to go towards crown supremacy. That's the one you're looking for. So until then, I gotta do a bit more traveling. As I'm, quite active on that. I believe I'm at the max of the traveler, correct? Correct. First things first, although hunting time doesn't come until 2 years. Let's go to a little pilgrimage to Mount St. Michael, for old time's sake. Religious observance this time. Prestige is the priority. By honoring God according to local customs, you can show your subjects to understand them and their way of life. Yes, sirree. Prestige is a priority. Piety kind of really don't care much about it this time, knowing I'm going to have a big game when I do the actual pilgrimage. And if the seas get dangerous, then it'll get dangerous. Unless you want to bring those knights with you. Unless you want to train them for all that. And also be a role model. All about prestige. So we can use that prestige to change laws every year. The month St. Michael we go. Loss always happens around here. Although if they would break their line. Push through, they're mere insects. Dang nabbit. Token defenders. Ha! Foot gain. Do not justify such reckless spending. Money's to be used elsewhere. Save my sister. Forget Mittens' pelt. It wasn't my cat. Amid the grand tapestry of my courtroom, my life took an unforeseen twist from the tendrils of addiction, of a singular flaw into my being, casting dark hues upon the symbols of my power. Lack of etiquette. It is said that this character lacks the grace and refinement befitting their royal position. They often engage in boorish behavior, displaying a disregard for courtly customs and traditions which undermine a court's decorum and dignity. Who's going to stop me? I'm emperor. Hey, what you doing? Oh, you're Catholic these days. It's a cultural thing. It's been a while. I've arrived at mouth of the Cosmopolitan River on the shores of the bay that is home to Mount Samaka, which is perched on top of a high-rising island. Even when I was still some distance from reaching my destination, I could see the towering sight of Mount Samaka from afar, a truly inspiring sight, and nothing less. At low tide, I traveled across the tidal causeway to the site itself. Those foolish enough to not do so risk perishing or at least injuring themselves in the waves. It's good to be here. In the past few days, I've gotten to know Mount Samaka well. The priests are honored by the presence of a Catholic emperor like myself. Mount Samaka is strongly associated with the Archangel, or Archangel Michael, being named after him after all. And Christian pilgrims usually focus on venerating Mount Samaka as a result. There's a great golden statue of him here that serves as a focal point for many of these pilgrims. The cult of the Virgin Mary is also popular here. She stands in contrast to the stern Archangel, for it's said through Saint Michael who is on our souls. And the Virgin Mary tips the bounds on the sinner's behalf, often with her rosary. Now, who should I focus on venerating while I'm here? Saint Michael, the Archangel. No blessing received. My trip to Mount Samaka is drawing to a close. During my time here, I've enjoyed the sights and witnessed the glory of God in His creation. However, it's now time for me to go. Still, even as I readied my bags and made my way to leave, departing across the same tidal causeway east end to this site, there are many more throngs of pilgrims going the opposite direction of me. Who knows what wonders and miracles will they experience here as well. Perhaps I will return one day. Just wanted to get that trait first before we go further with this. But doing it for the prestige, it's a good gain. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm the goddamn emperor. $21 months. Still worldly. Oh, I think it's being cleared out. May potentially be dangerous. Bring everybody over. Then after when you get there, my god, so many battle sites to visit. You just do a bit of traveling around. They have a holy site, Nobilis, there's a grand temple there. Did the Samaritans did that? Great learning lifestyle. And there's Petra. pass through Consus. We'll visit Sardinia a bit on the way back. And of course, when this is all said and done, then it'll be hunting time. Yes, sirree. Hunting time. I'm in for some dangerous travels, but the measles will be going away with time. By the time we get there. Let's move out. Who's missing? Oh, my ward. He could fend for himself. Just go back home. He just left. You know your way around London. See, because I'm cynical these days, that's why it's a worldly pilgrimage. If I said the other way around, then I'd be getting stressed. What I truly want is to enjoy and experience other cultures. It's a secular pilgrimage. Dead Horse Trail. Out here at sea, when the weather is calm and not a ship to be seen on the horizon, the peace and quiet is overwhelming. God's presence is particularly strong here. It fills me to the brim. Perhaps it's sees opportunity for quiet contemplation by lingering this way a lot longer. If you gain more of that, it'll probably make it look good in the long run. We can afford a few delays. Xara, my knight. Okay, here's your punishment. I will imprison you. And the punishment of it is just simply demand conversion. Just get rid of that ridiculous religion. It wasn't enjoy Catholicism. We still need you for your skills, though. And now you're back with us. You went on a pilgrimage. Priests still hold mass every Sunday. It's out out in the open with no churches nearby. Early this morning, a storm rolled in and has not ceased. Undeterred, a zealous priest is standing out in the pouring rain, giving a sermon about perseverance in the face of adversity. Despite this, the size of his audience is rapidly dwindling, as discouraged adherents seek refuge from torrential rain. What is a little rain to a faithful Catholic? Every little bit helps. Passing by the campfire, a pilgrim from another entourage is telling a story that once heard about the Emperor of these parts. The Ross's laughter. There's a notice my hesitation as the storyteller looks at me saying, "Don't worry, Your Majesty, just a story about some other high and mighty nobleman." Really now, tell me more to this Emperor. Tell me more to this Emperor, huh? Passing through the county of Ile-de-France, we take the opportunity to visit the Church of Saint Denis, the French center of Catholic authority and worship. A local minor priest gives us a tour on the grounds of buildings. He relates the history and points out the artworks produced by the local monastics who are now gathered in their midday prayers. Yes, that's quite enough, thank you. I wouldn't want to say a sorry excuse for a church. But then again, we have our rival, but I think it's probably funny. I mean, after all, I am an eccentric and a cynic. So I was like, what a sorry excuse for the church. I've seen better churches in my day. Oh, wow. The skies bode ill, the wind wails, the maelstrom comes. Shabby halls dominate the strange corner of land. Filthy and tiny, we come upon a lone half-decent country house. but they're always owned by my foul rival Yaroslav. Being lashed by the mounting storm, one way or another, this will be a long night. One would think that you should not insult God's house like that, and then comes a storm. Smiles, men. Wretched hospitality awaits. A miserable, paranoid night. To the lost summer approach. Did you sleep well? Enjoy a night of my people's hospitality? Dreaming of you could be me? I'm told you excel being a charmless, intrusive, dung-splattered beggar. May the next storm sweep you from the face of the earth. Invest in softer beds, you lout. I stir from my slumber as someone in a cab knocks over an iron pan. On the ground appears the two people dressed as pilgrims been rifling through our supplies in search of valuables to steal. One of them sees me stirring, freezes his position as the other thief turns to run away. So, this is the will of gods, huh? That's the cynic in me saying that. As we make our way through all along, we are approached by an English commoner claiming to be a leader of a group of Catholic pilgrims. Good Emperor, we've been on the road to Jerusalem for weeks, but the roads are too dangerous, and now we're short on provisions. We would be forever grateful for your support. More the merrier. As I make my way through the hills of Avalon, I've come across a group of Cistercian monks from the nearby area of Cité. They're busy collecting various herbs and plants for medicinal purposes. They seem in need of assistance. One of the monks, Jacques, approaches here and explains that they're in search of a rare herb that grows deep in the forest. They believe it can be used to create a powerful healing potion. They've been able to locate thus far. They ask if you're willing to lend a hand in their search. The cynic in me says, monks gathering herbs in a well? This seems suspicious! Unfounded suspicion. My paranoid accusations offend the innocent monks. They're just gathering plants. Jacques looks hurt. We only wish to heal the sick, my lord. Wandering this path, I encounter many reminders of those who came before me. Here in Villas, I've come across the crumbling remains of a shrine to the ancient Roman pantheon. Demeter in all her beauty smiles at me with a half-cracked mouth, as if his face has been eroded almost beyond recognition. Perhaps one day, some other man will wander this path and contemplate the fallen empire of Britannia and a Catholic faith practiced by its emperor. I should contemplate old empires. Imperial contemplation. The fleeting nature of history's great empires. My spiritual journey is growing to a literal halt. My Karen master, Jean, is looking around, frantically searching for the way forward. People starting to notice. Face shifts to a great nuance as he turns the gaze towards me, looking for answers of what to do next. Well, I know the way to Jerusalem like the back of my hand. Keep it up. Slope. Look at that. Keep it up like that. Culture accept this reward for all the cultures you come across. And after all, the Empire of Britannia is a quite diverse empire when you think about it. As my party travels through the hilly regions of Provence, I come across a jovial artisan, Demiano, from the town of Apt, renowned for its candied fruits. He is standing by a small cart laden with colorful, glistening fruits. The air is filled with a sweet aroma that makes your mouth water. Lord, would you be interested in trying some of the finest candied fruits Apt has to offer? He asks, holding out a tray filled with these delicacies. He also offers to share the secrets of his craft, a tradition passed down through generations in his family. Teach me this art of fruit candying. With his guidance, I managed to learn the basics of the art of fruit candying. As we make our way down this holy road we travel, we suddenly made to stop as a beast steps out right into the middle of our path. Humble fox stares our holy caravan. There's something doing on that beast's face, as if the mind of a wise old man resides behind those pharaoh eyes. He blinks and then carries on his way. That fox is a messenger from God. Follow him. You done lost the fox. Among my fellow pilgrims, there's a woman who preaches compassion and fellowship until she reaches the topic of infidels. One evening around a campfire, she loudly declares them to be abominable monsters in the eyes of God, deviants and child murderers all. And most people avert their eyes when she looks at them. Tonight I was not quick enough. Do you not agree, O Emperor? They're not all that bad. Sympathy for heathens. Let us continue the tradition of open-mindedness towards other cultures and faiths. A sea storm catches us completely off guard as the lightning revents skies pelting us with rain. With a sudden thunderous flash, the mastheads burst forth with a blue flame, engulfing the vessel in ethereal light. This is a sign, my founder guest Nicholas cries, clutching the rigging for dear life. Barely audible above the thrash sails. We must turn back, for it's too late. Turn back, you fools! A 3-month delay, it said. Are you kidding me? 3-month delay? It is a 3-month delay. Mother of God. Did that increase? Yes. I look forward to sending an expedition to the west when that time comes. Later. Okay, it's been 3 months. Walking around a ship on our journey to Jerusalem, our spotted fellow pilgrim does not seem to be doing well. Clearly, her sea legs are never still. She whimpers softly, squatted by the railing, holds on to dear life, face the ship's failed nuances. I can only sympathize with her. Why do we put ourselves through these, sometimes life-threatening, perils? Trials and tribulations are par for the course. Keep it up. I'm still a young man in the prime of my life, as I turn 25. We spend our days and nights on this ship and try to fill my time with interesting conversations, prayers, contemplating the journey, or simply planning my travel forward. However, I've recently seen some of the pilgrims in my entourage spend their time on quite another mundane task, fishing. They all seem to be carefree, and the activity itself has a soothing aspect to it. I'll join. Catch the big fish. And now, Associated Guild Officers. Various guilds and organizations are given considerable influence in selecting key officials. Bureaucratic positions are filled by specialists from these guilds, increasing economic efficiency, but often placing power in the hands of interest groups, reducing their crown's direct control. These vassals will not like it, but god dang it, that's how it's gonna be. And if you got a problem with that, my ass. Kiss it. Infernal malnourished. The River Rhine is flooding again. Traversing the sea towards our destination, Jerusalem, I'm in constant awe of its vastness and wicked whims. Having just ridden out a storm the previous night, this morning we are greeted by a magnificent rainbow stretching from horizon to horizon. All we hear is some other pilgrims also contemplating the grandness of it, calling the sight divine and a sign from God. Very well. Actually, the divine may have created rain, but the rainbows are great phenomena, weather phenomena, first and foremost. And everybody's like, Besserwisser. Besserwisser. Look at that! Perfect pilgrimage. Actually, it's a weather phenomenon. Trust me, I know things. Caught another big fish. Right before dusk, we hear cries of help as I look over the railing of that vast body of water. I notice a small boat with 3 human-like shapes. They appear to be drifting across the sea, aimlessly going where the waves take them. I try to make out who they might be. From my limited knowledge, they look to be shipwrecked Ashkenazim. What they could be doing out here? Merkaba, Rabbanik. Merkaba. What is that compared to Rabbinic? Merkaba mysticism is a sect of Judaic mysticism sharing some influence from Gnostic teachings. The faith is centered on visions, adopting ascetic lifestyles to join the throne of God. I just had to take a picture for reference for myself as well as to tell my brother that. I mean, they are rabbinic, but they are into mysticism, asceticism, but also prayer as purification. It's Gnostic influences, teachings of Moses, properly Piety. Interesting. Well, climb aboard. Drop the pilgrims off at the closest shore. Come on in, pilgrims. No other history in the world has a history quite like Jerusalem. In addition to many other sites there, the city contains the churches of the Holy Sepulchre, built over the combined places where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Standing outside the Temple Mount, with a hand on my western wall, I find myself reflecting on everything that happened on my journey to this city of legend. What's important is that I am seen and heard here. That I did. The River Rhine floods. As I stroll around the streets of Jerusalem, I stop in front of a small church. The building is comparatively bland and humble, with a small crowd of pilgrims gathered in front of it. When I move closer, they are scratching their heads trying to make sense of the plaque next to one of the Guardian statues, written in a foreign language. This could be an opportunity to do my fellow pilgrims a service. I'll translate it all for you. I can't believe this plaque has a spelling mistake. Oh my goodness. More death toll. Oh, so many nobles and... I mean, god dang it, man. It's probably the deadliest Rhine flood I've seen in a while. We're not dying in prison. Damn it. We found it, we are about to haul its shells. Each of us a low corpse, a hollow parrot now. Okay. Here's the deal. I get paid for all this. I'll do it all myself. For the run. 46 characters killed. And we've yet to have a single major natural disaster in Britannia itself. Zara, my knight, peers out of the sprawling holy side of Jerusalem as we make our way through the crowd. Jerusalem is truly a sight to behold, where a place where cultures meet and faiths come together to worship. Are we not blessed to get to experience such familiar companionship? Just looks at me expectantly. Man built this place, not divinities. As the time of the sacred site draws to the end, I'm ecstatic with how this pilgrimage turned out. The sights I've seen and experiences I've garnered, truly this was a success. This being my first pilgrimage, well, no pilgrimage exactly like, I feel confident that I'm more familiar with what to expect from this type of spiritual journey in the future. While interesting, I look forward to bunking in my own bed. Every encountered culture you met, cultural acceptance for the English increases by 7%. I was about to say, did you build that? I mean, I don't think Nablus is a holy suffering. You know, those pilgrims that you brought over. Yeah, these guys. Because it should be noted that God's other faiths. Yeah, believe it's those Samaritans. Yeah, holy side of Mount Gerizim. They're the ones that has, and they do have a religious head. And I was wondering, was that you that built that? Affected with measles, but he survived. Because most in the past did not. Samaritan high priesthood states far back of the Bavli culture, but since then they've been Ashkenazim. That kind of makes me think, I mean, would it be interesting if you brought a Samaritan with you for whatever reason? Because for shits and giggles, for the lack of a better. Yeah, here, pay you 100 gold just to bring it with you, because you might be interesting to me. Is this just a way of saying, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Lend me a few of your Samaritans. Particularly those who are well skilled. Oh no, you're going to be around for long. No, let's see. He's the only one that's worth. Recovery complete. As you traverse the arid plains of Tyre, the serene oasis comes into view, circled by a fleet of camels. A wise elder reclining by the water notices our approaching and gestures inviting him. Weary travelers, he begins, his voice soft as the evening breeze. The spirit of the desert can be harsh. Rest by the waters and let the camels' quiet strength restore you. Your oasis site for Soares yet. Time is of the essence, because I want to go home and hunt. The Hammam's interest is modest, but beyond lies another world. Steam rises from the heated marble, diffusing the light into something dreamlike. Men recline on the warm stone benches, their conversations echoing softly off tiled walls adorned with geometric patterns. Aud al-Latif, the bathhouse keeper, greets you with towels and a knowing smile. He has the look of a man who hears everything and forgets nothing. The paths of Damascus have stood since Roman times, and leading you to a private alcove. Emperors, caliphs, merchants, spies, all have sweated here. And the steamed tongues loosen, secrets float like soap bubbles. Thomas Beckett? Yes. Is already relaxed to the heat, eyes half closed. Alice, the guest, is watching the other's face with professional interest. If there's anything you wish to know about Damascus, the keeper continues, perhaps I can help, for a modest consideration, of course. Let's make friends, see what gossip you can gather. Thomas is soon laughing with merchants, sharing stories of soldiers, trading pleasantries with scholars. My companion gathers no secrets, but makes a dozen casual friends who might prove useful later. Submit to Susan. What the heck? You broke away from the Anointed Kingdom? Sure. Pay tribute. Gonna have children one day, so have that option at the ready. The King's Highway stretches before you. Upon it moves a river of humanity, the Hajj caravan. Thousands of pilgrims travel from Damascus to Mecca. The column stretches to the horizon in both directions. Camels, horses, donkeys, and countless souls on foot, all bound for the holy city. At al-Qadir, a caravan guide with decades of experience, explains the spectacle. Every year they come, rich and poor, sultan and slave, all equal before Allah. We water them at the man, provision them with the desert crossing. Without us, half would die. The pilgrims sing hymns as they walk, voices rising in the dim desert air. Some carry the sick on litters, others lead the children by hand. Armed mad-look guards patrol the column's edges, watching for raiders. You may travel with us if you wish, the God of us. Safety in numbers, but non-believers must keep to the rear, and there are rules. Offer to trade with the caravan merchants. The caravan carries more than pilgrims. It carries trade goods from Damascus to Arabia and back. I negotiate the favorable rates on spices, incense, and fine textiles. Al-Qadir takes a small commission. Everyone profits. Just as everyone said, there were no survivors on this wreck. However, the clothes and goods left on the corpse indicate this was once a wealthy trading ship. Among the wreckage I see exotic goods and luxurious clothing still intact, save for being a little wet, no doubt. These items will fetch a good price once you make it ashore. Oh, I never used that. You know what, start going for this instead. Just pick up a few traits till you get to Journey. We have monument expeditions so I can do more traveling. Especially far away places. Not terribly worried about domain limits since you're not over it. Oh no, save that book. Woman overboard. Oh, that's some woman named Alice. Joined during the pilgrimage. It's too late. Gotta go home. That's my priority. Christopher, my physician. Son of a bitch. He was one of the good ones. Anybody better? No? Our race is widely known. We should visit Sardinia. That's learning again. Open-minded. Our journey has been recent struggle as we endured several hardships and dangers. Finally arrived at a large port town of Puerto Torres today in the afternoon, just on time. The warm sun greeted shine on us in the fresh, cool ocean breeze. To caress our weary faces as the guards led us through the town gates. Perhaps it was due to the difficulties we faced in the past few days, but we felt so relieved, so happy. A large oak tree sat in the middle of the town, and wordlessly my entourage went to join some of the locals who were resting under the shade. It's good we finally made it. I've seen this event before. Hard is a waste of time. Move aside. Actually, no. Recall local legend and hidden treasure. Now I'm an architect. Ain't got time for that. Guards. What the hell, man? Yes, I'm yawning. Hello? Mercenary contacts. Much time unless I'm traveling. Then also troubleshoot takes field and show that foe there's no thick enough shield. Okay, alright. Here we go. Time to send an expedition. Level is 56. Who's the most qualified? See if you could find someone who's some more skills. Hey, sister. How'd you like to be the expedition leader? Because you got good all-around skills. Right, I could have sent my mama over, but no. Need her. For the Regency. And we can hunt now. But please wait until Sport Vinland comes up. Then we'll go hunt. Son of a beeswax. Coronation ceremony. And bullion. Over there. Now I got plans to hunt and to send support. Get the viability up. Construct a church. The censorship supplies of workers for the purpose of constructing a church in Vinland. As settlers are far from their homelands, a church could serve as a community center, and of course Catholic priests will be more than glad to expand their influence in this new land. Last one failed, but we have to give this a try again. Churches, churches, churches. Anything out there that's worth hunting? A boar sighting. A bear sighting. There's bear up in them mountains. I'm young and I'm in my prime. Let's go get that bear. Come on, Onos. Off you pop. Invest in more buildings. And in case if France attacks Bordeaux, Oh, you don't have it yet. Good. Increased by 1. One's better than none. Do you make shields? Emperor Richard's shield. That's the newest. Put that up there. It's a good old-fashioned Norman-shaped shield. Forest Pass falls a winding river through the heart of Poitou, where ancient oaks cast deep shadows over the moss-covered stones. As our party pauses to water the horses, the watered peasant woman approaches, her eyes bright with fervor of absolute conviction. You travel near the waters of medicine, she once, making the son of a cross. On Saturday night she returns to bathe, half woman, half serpent, cursed for her sins. My grandmother saw her once, rising from the mist with scales like silver coins and hair like copper wire. She built the castle of the sun in a silver night. They say stone by stone with their hands. Thomas pierces the placid river, where nothing stirs but dragonflies. Woman notices a closely, mock if you will, but the lords themselves claimed her as their ancestor. When the sun dies, her well echoes through these woods. Listen! In the distance a barn owl shrieks, or is it something else? If this creature exists, I'll hunt it and mount its head. I declare shackles to the force. The old woman crosses herself frantically, but I'm already scanning the riverbank for tracks, signs, any evidence you require. Thomas wisely points out that hunting fairy serpents might be above your usual game. Since when has that ever stopped me? A messenger brings me a message from Joan. Updates me about our expedition has been all set on the coastline here. Joan landed at the beach only to encounter a woman huddled over a campfire. She did not look English and wore strange clothes. Despite the language barrier, managed to get an idea what happened this one. And Overhaul was from a tribe of Tenets people. Was separated from the group. For some reason, and now is all alone. Perhaps she was ostracized, or was the last of our antagonists, or so some cloud. Wonder how she react to this. Should have kind of given her some supplies. Before I read the rest of the message, gentle moving and scent of maneuver aren't all the thoughts. Hillside pasture lands offer the travel. There's also screaming farmhands, stentorian bellowing, and an escaped bull on the road before us. The behemoth charges to it from great distress till it fixes on his victim. But him, atop his beckoning steed. There's no gate to hold the behind. One of us just needs the courage enough to lure him. Over here, you abhorrent bull. 100% out of capture the bulls successfully. Ole. As I continue reading the message, Vala was understandably cautious at first, but eventually she accepted supplies and offer, but out of desperation, because she was convinced of Joan's good intentions of both. Vala then provided the expedition a few items in return. Additionally, Joan and her crew asked Vala about the sand, her people, although there was difficulty communicating due to the language barrier. John believes that Val provided us some useful information could be of great help in the future if we send further expeditions to this region. Glad it worked out. I liked how it said the Good Samaritan, even though I decided to bring a Samaritan over here. Battle of Bordeaux. Make haste. Here we are. We'll end this episode after the hunt and the expedition. Prince Roger decided to create the cadet branch of Normandie Užice. My men began gathering sightings of a bear that's terrorized the local area. We have plain pairs of eyes, not to mention spears. Beasts reign in their nerds today. Stalks the forest, snatching livestock from nearby villages and terrorizing gatherers. This is a level 5. Let's get that bear. Get back on your goddamn horse. Messenger bird brings the message from the expedition. Jones says that the exodus is going on, but nothing significant has happened, in a good way. She and the rest of the crew are currently resting in a rather peaceful location, making note of various kinds of wildlife and plants that grow there. It is hoped that this information might be of use to us, at least to other explorers in the future. They're certainly doing a good work. Oh, Zon. I saw nothing. I know what these two are like. That's why we headed off. Again, I'm a bowman. Like all game, the slippery bear has many tricks, clutches, and ruses that could fool even experienced hunters. My spy master, King Glidden, assaulted the party. The wily bears but doubly to and fro, retracing his steps and running trails to throw us off the scent. There's no agreement which course to follow. Each one we take puts us further from our prize. Patience should be easy to solve. I can wait. Hold. He's mine. The cavalry ticket and the bear looks towards us. Paul's pounding the gravel. The arrow strikes true, straight into the beast's heart. That's how you do it. Alright. A mighty bear hide. Slash well with excellent conversation piece. Yeah. Just hope for a legendary hunt to come one day. The next time I go hunting. Saints, no meaning for me. Farewell. I'm just here to go home as we'll put an end to this episode. Make haste. Strawberries. There we go. Monument expedition, and we'll get the inspector in the next episode. I just need more excuses to travel faraway places to give me more experiences and all that. When one so great falls so far, all lives, our plans are left unknown. I have to... Blind pig could run this place a bit better. The messenger bird brings a message from John. A message about our expedition to Vinland. In this message, John says they arrived in a small harbor and encountered a group of strange people led by a certain Okemu. The two sides tried to communicate at first, but violence broke out, perhaps due to a misunderstanding. It resulted in a few deaths on both sides. The strangers retreated for now, but John fears they might return. Some of John's crew argued that he needed to retreat as well, but others wanted revenge, or even try to steal from or to kidnap some of these foreigners. Wonder what she did. Well, martial skill is her highest out of all. So I'll say cleared she fortified area and waited for the warrior's return. 12% chance that he defeats her. 22% chance no battle happens at the end. 43% chance defeats the battle requires much loot. 20% chance defeats and requires and even captures someone in the band. Continue reading the message. As Joan predicted, the foreigners attacked not too long after she instructed her crew to erect temporary defenses. The great battle happened. Despite the bravery and ferocity of those wars, Joan and her crew prevailed. In the aftermath of the battle, Joan and her crew looted a number of items from the bodies of the foreign warriors who died, and the things that one who survived have dropped as they retreated. Not all these trinkets are of use, but some appear to be of practical value, or at least would look nice as war trophies. Excellent leadership, Joan. All three good outcomes. The Monument Expedition. You can go about as far as Armenia. As far as, diplomacy range is concerned. I mean, is that correct? The Armenians? Too far to interact. Okay, what about you guys over there? Yeah. It's within diplomatic range. That's how it works. And change your law. Now, meritocratic appointments. The Crown prioritizes ability and skill when assigning positions. Talented individuals, regardless of birth, who rise to positions of power, creating an efficient and capable administration that fosters loyalty among the skilled, but alienate the traditional nobility. That's it. So we got viability increased by 2. Prestige, Piety, that's it. And because, since John is a member of House of Normandy, the Normandie dynasty, we get the renown. Sorry. So we'll end the episode right here. So, more of the same. It's becoming a bit formulaic at this point of this late part of the series, where this keeps on going and going. But at least in the next episode, honestly, I gotta blow up that amount of money that I have and find myself a good spouse to do a grand wedding with. Yes, a grand wedding. If there's anybody in the world within my diplomatic range, someone beautiful, someone smart, or someone strong, give me someone. So we'll see to that and more in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.